I guess it means just showing up and doing what's right. So you could look at it like morals and values and beliefs, but, deciding to be a good human in the world, and just he holds Clay accountable in that way by modeling. So that means like how Jason responds to his emotions or reacts or the choices that he makes. I mean, he's modeling that down to Clay. But then, Clay is of an age now where all of a sudden the social game is picking up.
Two or three important beliefs that you want Clay to hold as he steps into his future, which we know our kids are going to stumble through, right? They're going to learn from failures. They're going to learn from listening to us. But what are a couple beliefs that at 18, 19, 20, you want him to be carrying into adulthood?
One is I think I want him to have great awareness. Most people have lost their awareness. And I believe like awareness is reading between the lines of communication, sensing things that aren't being said, and just being mindful of picking up on other people's emotions or frequency, for lack of better words, so that Clay can strategically learn how to maneuver depending on the different types of people that he's around. And it will have an impact on the way he's speaking to them or the way he's treating them, which we are rock hard about being kind and
Kindness.
respectful to
Good.
them. But it's hard to do those things if you haven't cultivated
Right.
awareness first. So that is a big thing that I have instilled in Clay from day one. Another thing that comes to mind, I would say, is coming back to that authentic voice. I want to make sure he can find that voice that is true to him, independent of what is his friends, what are they just saying and doing, and like what does he look on TV is like what he should be doing. Should, right? We all have been intertwined with that word. But I want Clay to understand his voice, and then I want him to be able to trust it so that if there is a conflict, for example, he can trust that voice and then trust his awareness to be able to navigate that communication in a way that has integrity and strength
Yeah.
and conviction and kindness too. But he can be strong in that voice. He can have his opinions and he can have his beliefs and not step on other people or disrespect other people. Or it even manifests inside of relationships. Let's say he wants to go ask a girl out. I don't want him to be all afraid of doing that. I want him to know who he
Yeah.
is and trust that and be able to go up and ask her out in the way he wants to ask her out. I am incredibly driven. I want to know that I played full out every single day. Every single day. I mean, honestly, the guiding question that I live my life by is who would you be proud to be? And you know what? There's a lot of pressure in that. And I have chosen to live a life of excellence. So that means that when I'm supposed to be with Clay, I'm present. When I'm with a client, I'm present. When I'm with, on an interview, I'm present. I'm all in this moment. There's no part of me that is not here giving it every single thing that I've got for you and for me and for all of the people that will, be listening. Because then I get to go to bed each night feeling like, heck yeah, like I did it. I lived my potential that day. It felt so good. So that's kind of number one, just so you kind of understand a little bit of the backdrop. But I think that I've actually asked myself a lot, like, where does this maniac side of me come from? And obviously, I think there were roots coming back into my childhood. I mean, my mom was extremely driven herself. In fact, I don't feel like I got to see her very much as a single mom. She was constantly working, traveling, dating, doing whatever. Like she was so active. She would even like put us to bed and then leave and go like dancing all night. She just was very busy. She had a very full life. And that was my model. And I thought, oh, that's what you do in the world. You're just really busy. There's also this other part that is filling an old unmet need that I have. And what I mean by that is I have this vision, and it's very specific that my role here in this life is to help individuals feel heard, seen, and valued. And it drives every business decision, every financial decision. It drives every way of being in every single moment of my life.
You hold yourself to a high standard. What's the balance of holding yourself to a high standard and not putting that same pressure on your kid to like hold them to a high standard, but then also have grace?
I want Clay to hold himself to a high standard, and he doesn't have to. It's a choice that he has. We talk about the difference between them, but this is his life, and I don't, I try to share with him, like, it's your choice to throw it away or not, and we look at other people and their behaviors and who would you be proud to be, and it's not for me to answer that question for him. If he would be proud to eat 18 Oreos in a row and have that be his physical body, okay, then that's your life. I mean, I will eat 2 Oreos because I don't want that, and here's why, and we'll actually openly talk about it. But again, it's kind of getting back to him trusting him, whatever his standard is. I might have a higher standard, but he doesn't know that difference. It's all in my own head anyway. So it's just who would you be proud to be, and letting him kind of establish that baseline for himself.
Yeah. The way you answered the question, like right out the gate, was really beautiful because I said, you hold him to a high standard. And you responded with basically teaching him to hold himself to a high standard.